Today we're making a bit of a different video than I thought I'd be making today, because I think that every business owner knows exactly what burnout feels like, and I think it's time we talk about it. So today we're going to take a step back from the tech and focus on something a bit more important, and that is that it's okay to not be okay. Firstly, the question I'm sure you may be asking yourself right now is, what right does this guy here have to talk about burnout? And to answer that, and being truthfully honest, last year I was massively suffering from burnout. I was working long hours, I was anxious whenever my phone went off, I wasn't sleeping, and for someone who's fortunate enough not to suffer from any real mental health issues before, it had a huge impact on me. So I have suffered from burnout multiple times. I guess I'm like the old joke of a smoker. I'm really good at quitting. I've done it multiple times. So what exactly is burnout? Because it's more than just overworking yourself. Crippling anxiety, depression, and social media compounds all of that and puts even more pressure on all of us when you see others doing better. Videos like many on my own channel are part of this very problem, for sure, because for every good thing that you do, there is always someone else doing it better. Building a business quicker with more staff, or boasting about how many inquiries or customers they've taken on recently. And for us in that business world, most of that revolves around LinkedIn. Case in point, well, you've seen me grow my business and recently sell it off. Fan-fucking-tastic to all of those who are currently staring unemployment in the face, who have had no income for the last 100 plus days due to COVID-19. And to those people, I say stop watching these types of videos. Well, I mean, maybe watch this video because hopefully it might help. But you know, for me, I found that burnout can make you completely emotionally numb. I posted a question on LinkedIn a while back about the last time I cried from laughing. I genuinely couldn't remember the last time that I cried from laughing. So as a business owner myself, and with much of my audience being owners themselves, I think it's really important to address that if you are finding yourself short-tempered, fed up more often than not, constantly tired, not wanting to go into work every day, if your heart sinks when your phone goes off because you don't know what it will bring, constantly stressed, not spending enough time with your friends or your family because you have too much work to do, always filling your time with just more work, then you might just be suffering from serious burnout. And it does need to be addressed, because if it doesn't, then it will drive you completely into the ground. So what can you do about it? Well, over my time, I did a few things that kept me from burning out so quickly, and that's what I want to share with you today, a slow and painful descent into burnout. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know the exact solution. I'm just going to pass on what's helped me, and hopefully it can help someone else as well. But if you do these few things that I do say really well, then you should be able to mostly completely avoid running into burnout most of the time. And the fix for me is to make sure that you are setting aside time to switch off completely, and for things that aren't work related. And that, I guess, falls into three kind of key ways to make this happen. Firstly, do something every single week that makes it impossible to think of work. For me, this was my ice hockey. Every Monday around 10 p.m, no chance to think about work when like 40 people are shouting at you and you're trying not to fall over. Find something that works for you, whether it's sport or music or arts, motorsports, something that makes it physically impossible because of everything else going on around you. And the next one is to get your weekends back. Switch off your phone, or if you can't switch it off because it's your personal phone, then at least switch off the emails on your phone. Don't do any work on the weekends. Or if that's not physically possible because of your line of work, then make sure you have at least a day or two completely work-free during the whole week. Because no matter how amazing this whole hustle culture is of working insane hours, it's not good for anybody, and least of all you. You'll lose your friends, you won't see your family, and you'll definitely feel isolated and alone. Trust me, I've been there. Next, and perhaps the most important one I would say, is look over the next 12 months and book at least 4 holidays that are at least 1 to 2 weeks long. And make sure they're not just so you can stay in your home, but actually get away, see another part of the country, travel abroad, like whatever works. But the goal here is to completely detach yourself from normal life, and this is because that your mind will get a chance to completely reset. For those of you, of course, who feel that the business will fall apart if you aren't there, then just take shorter breaks. Switch off everything. make zero contact, and then when you do return, you can deal with any of that fallout and put steps in place to make sure that doesn't happen again next time. Now all you do is slowly make your holidays longer until you can happily be away from the business for like 2 weeks, and then a month, and then 2 months, and so on. So you can take those 2-week holidays and completely switch off. Your company will still be there when you come back. And if none of this helps you, then I'd actually like to quote something from a book, which is very rare for me to read a book. And it's Anything You Want by Derek Sivers. And that is that if you're not saying hell yeah to something, then say no. If you aren't saying hell yeah to your life, then please do something about it. Don't be one of those people who constantly moan but never take a step to take their life in their own hands and do something about it. If you don't like your job, then find another one, or maybe start your own business. If you don't like where you live, move. If you live in a bad relationship, then find someone better. It doesn't matter how old you are, it's never too late. Be brave, do what you want to do. Yes, it's scary, I know, but what if everything was better? And that's actually the dilemma I had at the end of last year. I was just stressed about the decision of, should I sell my business and leave everything behind that we'd worked so hard to build over the last decade of our lives? Actually, let me just go and ask Erica. What was I like before?
Just your general kind of buzzy feeling you had about you. You're the type of guy that walks in and you're like, click, click, click. Like you're on your move to get something done, you're enjoying doing it. And then you stopped clicking. I don't know, the buzzy feeling that you had changed. Like November and December last year was probably, I don't want to use the word darkest time. We didn't go through like, I don't know, it was, we don't really have those moments, I don't think. So like I would walk into the room and it was just like you were kind of almost like vacant. Like I can see all you could think about was what to do next. I don't know, I just remember walking into the living room once and I looked in your eyes and your eyes were just full of tears. Like I literally remember that moment. You look healthy now.
Do I now?
Like you don't have the tiredness under your eyes anymore. You don't look like you're carrying the weight on your shoulders anymore. You just look lighter and you've got that buzzy clicky feeling back again, like you used to be. Back to when you went to Barcelona and Paris. There was more out there and I think you were mixing with different people. I think it opened your eyes a little bit.
So I think I just wanted to end this video by saying actually that it's okay to not be okay, but also sometimes the answer you need just isn't to push through. I was part of a live stream recently hosted by Andrew Moon, who mentioned how common it was for some clients he came across to just expect him to push them harder, to go get those sales, to go build your business, push through the pain, when actually all that person needed was to hear those words. It's okay to change what you want to do. What you are doing now doesn't have to define you for the rest of your life. It's something that not enough people talk about. Much like mental health, it always seems like such a taboo subject because it shows weakness. But in fact, it just shows that we're all human. And being human is something that I'd like to think we can all relate to. Anyway, thank you, I love you, and I look forward to talking to you via the medium of camera once again. Until next time, bye-bye.